And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressvan, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Z Gaming, the best Protoss player in all of South Korea. It is herO. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressvan in the grand finals of ESL Open Cup Asia number 184. We're here. We have made it. We have our Terran representative representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Here to crown our champion. Will it be a Protoss or will it be a Terran? Where are the Zergs? Well, we casted the last Zerg player, Dark, fall in the semifinals to herO. Did go all the way to the ace match. Was a wild back and forth, but alas, did fall to the might that is herO. Meanwhile, speaking of herO being mightful, being mighty, he's going for a proxy. Pylon is thrown down. This is looking like a 2-gate opener here from herO. We saw this earlier today in herO versus Gumiho, and we see something quite similar here against ByuN. We'll see as the pylon is looking to finish and the gateway is thrown down. So with this, we're going to have a zealot being made here across the map, and we're going to be going for a stalker here as well. So herO looking to snowball, looking to try and punish a low ground expand. That's exactly what ByuN is going for. ByuN is setting up for a Rax expand. There we go. CC will be thrown down on the low ground. We'll see if he can hold on to it, as it is on the way. So ByuN going for a very economic opener. And ByuN is being taken advantage of. Why? Well, ByuN, especially in this matchup, no SCV Scout. No SCV Scout. He is skipping his Reaper as well. ByuN has very limited scouting information. If he went for a Reaper, then the Reaper would come across at least a Zealot, as a Zealot would come across the map, and they would meet in the middle, and the Reaper could just chip away at it. But alas, here, there's going to be 0-4 warning for ByuN. He's going to be scouting with his first Marine. Probe is diving on in, and the Marine will spot this. Is going to be able to chip away at that Probe. Probe does confirm the low ground to CC. Is going to confirm the opener of ByuN. Recognize that it's more economic. The herO is here to slow it down. The Stalker has arrived. Zealot soon to arrive as well. That SCV is going to go down. ByuN's base is going to be delayed. The boys have to be pulled. We have one Marine to defend. Only a singular Marine. The bunker is still in production. As we can see, herO focusing it down. One shot away from going down. ByuN, he has to pull that Marine back. Has to wait for additional Marines to pop out. And damage is being done. We do see a cancel on the CC. The 2 Marines have finally popped out. And we are going to be able to chip away at these Zealots. But look at how many SCVs are going down. Ooh. 4 SCVs in total and a Marine. As herO is forced back and he is transitioning. When I say transitioning, he's doubling down. 1 base all in. We have a 3rd gateway on the way and a Robo as well. The Robo, I imagine, is for a War Prism, so we can get high ground vision and we can micro, we can reinforce on the front lines. Well, but the Cyclone has arrived and herO is going to be forced back. Up. Solid lock on. Meanwhile, the Adept does provide a shade to give high ground vision. With said high ground vision, this depot will fall. The matter value already. We do have a backup CC on the high ground. Now again, because ByuN doesn't have an SCV or a Reaper or anything, he doesn't know whether or not herO's transitioning. He doesn't know how all in herO is. As the Cyclone is being very adventurous, is going to be buying some time, forcing herO to respond, to react. Stalker being warped in back at home. Prism is on the way. Yo, if there's a world where this Prism gets caught up by the Cyclone, that could be game. We can see the Prism is going to be careful. It's going to skirt the edge of the map. Cyclone will be spotted. Back in the main, ByuN going for Cloak Banshees after this Raven. I love to see it. Do have very limited detection available here for herO. As we are going to elevator into the main base. ByuN, does he see this? He does barely spot this with the Raven. Raven does get spotted. Cyclone barely survives, but we do get into the main. Oh god, there is no stim. Vanilla Marines. Banshee is on the way, but we're diving on top of the bunker. Boys have to be pulled. And GG gets called. It's just too much. herO takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, ByuN had very limited scouting information. He did not know how committed, how all-in herO was. Again, it was just a really rough start there for ByuN, who happened to be going for a low ground CC at the time, who happened to have skipped his Reaper and SCV scout as well. And yeah, things did just snowball out of control. And with that, herO takes game 1, takes a lead in this series. Let's go. What a way to start the series. What a way to start the finals with a bit of spice, a bit of cheese. And are we going to double down? Are we going to double down on that cheese, or are we going to settle here in game number 2? That herO is so silly. It works, Pappy, it works. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the best Protoss in all of South Korea, representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Here we go. This time, herO keeping his probe at home. You love to see it. No proxy probes out on the map looking to throw down any pylons. herO keeping everything in his main base. Things are looking far more normal this time. Far more normal, far more standard. It's likewise ByuN. Ooh, actually going to be going for a double gas opener this time instead. Doesn't want to risk going for a Rax Expand. Not for a second time in a row. Doesn't want to get punished. Doesn't want to be taken advantage of. He wants to be the aggressor this time. Here we go. So with this, he's going to be able to get into a faster factory. He can go for a 1-1-1 as well to go into, say, a fast committed mine drop, for example. Again, we got options for ByuN. Meanwhile, herO just going for a gate expand, making a zealot first as well. Looks like herO is a little bit paranoid. He's going to be checking his natural base for a proxy, and again with this zealot, he's going to have that available as well in case something does pop up. In case something is revealed, herO even throwing down a pylon ahead of time as well. Oh my god, herO being very safe. Behind this, there is that factory. herO is just going to be scouting around his half of the map, making sure there's no, say, proxy racks, proxy factory, proxy starport. Actually going to be just moving out across the map, straight up even. Okay, love to see it. Meanwhile, ByuN did go for a reactor first. Skipped his SCV scout once again. Again, ByuN rarely scouts, or rarely SCV scouts in this matchup. And this is almost like a, yeah, this is going to be Reaper Hellion. So with this, we're looking for economic damage. If there's a wall on the low ground, then we can just kind of disrupt that wall with those KDA charges. Zealot is going to be going down. Or is it? No, the Stalker shows up just in time to zone away those Reapers. I love this pylon placement as well. Because it's so far forward, it will kind of mess up the auto attack of ByuN. Here we go, the wall is on the way. Oh, Zealot will get targeted down. Oh. Unfortunately, herO wasn't able to keep that alive. But it was a Twilight Council opener into Blink. Again, a really interesting wall here for herO as well. So far forward. So peculiar. As the Hellions are looking to run past these Stalkers again, they want to get into the mineral line. The boys are being pulled. One Stalker will go down. Oh, God. Alongside 3 probes as well. This is getting a bit out of hand. 5, 6, 7 probes. Soon to be an 8th. Finally, hero's going to be able to chase this away, but the damage has been done, and hero's economy is not looking too good, so he just... So what does he do? He throws down a 3rd and a 4th gateway. This is going to be 2 base, 4 gate blink. 4 gate blink opener here from hero. Is looking to be very aggressive with his blink stalkers. Looking to reciprocate the damage that was just dealt. Oh, but the Reapers, they do get in. Once again, sniping whatever probes are left here at the natural base, and they get a full scout in the main, or they should get a full scout in the main. Yep, they do see the additional gateways. He knows. ByuN knows to prepare back at home. Tanks are on the way. Wow. Despite seeing the opener, he doesn't care. He's just going across the map with at least his drop. So, because of this pylon placement, I assumed that hero would be going for like a much more greedy wall off here to actually take this 3rd base. But this is just so weird. It's crazy. Meanwhile, the stalkers are arriving. Again, this is very committed out of hero. He's stopped pro production. He's all in on 2 bases. Can hero pull this off? We have a tank in the main base, no tank at the natural. Mine drop does go in and no reaction. Oh, 9 probes go down, and that may just be game. Hero needs to win the game with this army. Salt force field, the bunker goes down. Hero's taking control of the natural, but he needs more than that. He needs to take control of the main. He needs to kill ByuN here and now. He blinks on forward, it takes down a tank. Oh god, but that's a lot of Marines. So far we have some decent micro coming in, but the Stalkers, we're running out of steam. The Stalkers are falling. Barely have any health left. Do we have a warp in available? We can warp in 2 units. Meanwhile, the mines are coming back in. Ah! Blast probes are going down. The tank has been rebuilt, and it looks like hero can't do it. He cannot break him. GG gets called. And ByuN takes game number 2. Whew. Tying up the series 1-1. GG. ByuN forcing the all-in and scouting the all-in. Recognizing that all he had to do was defend. He was a little bit greedy and he went for a mine drop across the map as well. And again, he just completely crippled the economy of hero. Completely. And with that, we have a series. With that, we're getting into game 3. With no clear lead, with no clear favorites. So far, both players have been hyper aggressive. Game 1, hero having more success. Game 2, hero just running into a brick wall. This time, hero dancing to the music of ByuN, playing into his hands. Now what happens in game 3? What will happen? Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss representing CranKy Gaming. Struggling in that last game, now in a tied up series, it is herO. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion, fighting back in that last game, tying up the series 1-1. It is ByuN. Now, the question that I pose, will ByuN ever SCV scout this entire series? I don't think so. As we can see, hero being a little bit annoying does delay that gas for a second, for a moment. Force it taken here towards the north instead. Love to see it. As ByuN is setting up for a Rax expand. Oh, the SCV is trying to maneuver, trying to catch this probe. Oh my god, ByuN. Court's pulling extra workers, a hero question mark. Mate, you just try to surround my probe. What a clown, Papi. What a clown. Oh no! Oh, ByuN, stop! Oh. That's the symbol for laugh, by the way. They're laughing at each other. Yeah, ByuN getting a little bit emotional. Has to keep his cool. Hero's playing with him. Oh, look at him go! Hero, he's like, surround me, Papi. Oh, God. The probe escapes. The probe escapes. This is not worth it for ByuN, by the way. Just quite a bit of lost mining time here. Not the biggest of deals, but this does impact the early game a little bit, as we have a high ground CC here for ByuN. Meanwhile, hero just setting up for a gate expand. The banter, Papi, the banter. Hero having some fun, getting the mental win. Let's be real, that was a mental victory for hero. Oh, the chat continues. What's he saying? I want to believe that hero's like, oh no, my probe is stuck. My probe is stuck, ByuN. Oh, what have I done? Really, he's an FBI agent. Really, he's. Oh God, as. Okay, hold on. Where's my Google Translate? Can I translate this last line? Can I get it in time? Can I? No, it's gone. Okay. Hero saying, leave the probe alone. Leave it alone. It didn't do anything wrong. As EDEP does rock up and, oh, is going to delay the CC. Oh! Half a second away. Just barely delays that CC. It will finish. But again, the delay is real. Back at home, Hero did go for a Stargate opener. Did go for that Stargate opener back at home. Into those Phoenixes. Meanwhile, the EDEPs just continuing to harass the mine. Oh, it's not going to go off, thankfully. And ByuN is stuck at home. Looking at the vision here of Hero, has he seen the 1-1-1? He hasn't quite seen the additional buildings there as the CC is lifted. ByuN going to attempt to expand. Hero is setting up for a Stargate opener. Phoenix Colossus is on the horizon. Robo is thrown down. Phoenixes will give and provide Hero map control. Colossi will shut down any kind of bio push. The chat's catching up. Aye. Not like this. As ByuN is heading across the map here with a mine drop. No commitment to this, like there's no armory or anything like that. Just a triple mine drop heading across the map. The Phoenixes are in position in the main, not so much in the natural. We'll see if ByuN can get some damage done. This did secure ByuN the victory in game number 2, but this time Hero is watching. This time he's looking. Oh no! The mine! Oh, a massive shot almost goes off. Only 2 probes go down. A very last second split there by Hero. Mines get cleaned up, and Hero is going to be chasing down this medevac. Oof. A rough loss. What was that? That was 3 Widow Mines and a medevac for 2 probes. Normally, I would say that was still a better trade for ByuN, but he did lose the medevac. Because the medevac was shut down, I want to say that he was looking for a little bit more value there. As Hero just shut this down. At least ByuN confirms the Stargate opener. At least he confirms that Phoenixes are on the field. And he also saw the Robo, so he knows about the Colossi. The Robotics Bay is on the way. He didn't need to see this to know that Colossi were coming up next for Hero. This is kind of the staple of PvT in current meta. Beast Colossus is very commonplace. Now, ByuN is doing ByuN things. He's crazy. So there used to be a rule, there is a rule actually, in TvP. If your opponent goes Stargate, if they make Phoenixes, you don't make a Raven. Why? Well, because the Raven's going to die. Obviously, the Raven will die to the Phoenixes. But in recent times, I say in recent times, but there are a lot of Korean players that, because they're so good at controlling their army, because they're so good at preserving these Ravens, despite the fact that there are so many Phoenixes on the map, they're able to keep them alive. They're able to keep them alive and use them and preserve them for their first push, to disable those Colossi, and to straight up win the game. Meanwhile, as the army is distracted, we do have an adept drop into the main base, into the mineral line. A lot of lost mine time. SCVs are going down. Raven is revealed. At least one of them. ByuN doubled down. He's got a second Raven. Now, Hero knows. Hero is now aware of the Ravens. And his goal here is to try to hunt them down. Try to catch them. Colossi moving out on the... I love this as well. I love that the Colossi are moving out. Like, ideally, you want to force the disables on ByuN's side of the map so we can back off. We can you know, live to fight another day. Instead of being disabled back at home and being forced into a fight. The Raven! Oh my god, the first Raven goes down. herO, he got one, but now there's a second. He already accomplished so much. The force fields get thrown down as well, but no, the force fields are misplaced. There is that disable we were looking for. Oh, the prism goes down. The Colossi does stand strong, just barely. It does stand there, actually, and it does go down. A little bit of miscontrol from herO. The Raven did survive as well. That was really chaotic. So herO, he lost the prism, he lost his Colossi. It wasn't the best trade from him. He's trying to catch at least some of these medevacs, and he isn't going to get them. Looking at the ESL sub, or can we actually? Yeah, we go. Looking at the battle report, it was 1 Raven, 18 Marines, 2 Marauders, and 2 medevacs. Oh. There we go. For a good amount of sentries, the Colossus and the Prism as well. I guess it may have been a slightly better trade for herO, but it was rough. It was brutal losing that Prism, losing his gateway units. He's going to have to rebuild that, but he only has 1 robot producing, so it's hard to actually find time to rebuild that Prism. Colossi take priority. Here we go. Phoenixes are looking for more. Once again, herO just trying to force the fight on ByuN's side of the map. As the Phoenixes find their way into the natural base, and they're doing a surprising amount of damage. ByuN late to react, late to respond. 11 SCVs go down. There wasn't a drop across the map. I was like, I was starstruck. I was like, what was ByuN looking at? I don't know. I don't know what he was looking at, but he wasn't reacting in time. 11 SCVs go down. The Phoenixes, oh, they do come across the army. Cyclone doesn't quite catch one. Oof. As we do see ByuN trying to push on forward. Meanwhile, we are up to 3 Colossi. We don't quite have the disables for them. Not anymore. If the Raven tries to push on forward, the Phoenixes are there to try and punish it. Charge is now done, and herO is looking to snowball out of control, especially after killing so many SCVs earlier. Looking to push on forward. herO, he's up on 4 bases as we speak. The gateway explosion is kicking in. He's pushing into the natural. Oh. And these Colossi are wreaking havoc. We do have 2 disables thrown down. Force fields are going to try and hold on here, but the Colossus are exposed. Nova goes off, only connects with a single Marauder. But the disables are running out. And without those Ravens, without those disables, herO is breaking on through. He busts the natural base. Boys are being pulled, but it's too little too late. The army is gone. The Zealots have arrived. Another Colossus goes down. But the natural base is compromised. The last Raven falls as well. Looks like ByuN is barely going to be able to hold on, but he's down to 33 SCVs. The Nova! Oh, gets 3 Marauders. 3 Marauders go down. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 3, taking a lead in this series. GG. Oh my god. Such a proactive style from herO after the initial mine drop, or even before that, even with his probe, with the mental victory, of course, on his opponents, by just disrupting the early game economy with the probe micro. You love to see it. But even before that, he did a great job with his Phoenixes, catching one of those Ravens. Again, just cutting the Raven count in half, cutting the disables in half as well. And even though we saw herO lose a Colossi in that first fight, again, just because he was forcing the fights on ByuN's half of the map, it meant that ByuN was never able to really get too much momentum or really express himself in that game. It's one of those things where if ByuN was able to get into his own push, typically, if we had a disable, then the Colossus would be forced back, and then bases would be exposed, and mineral lines would be exposed, and ByuN would be getting damage done, but he was stuck back at home instead. Always defending. And now we're getting into potentially the final game of the tournament. Potentially the final game of the finals. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the best Protoss player in all of South Korea. One game away from becoming this week's champion. It is representing CranKy Gaming, herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion. Down in this series, he needs to win this game to force the ace match. It is ByuN. Here we go. Oh. ByuN, for the first time this entire series, he moves out across the map with an SCV. He moves out with the SCV, and what is our plan? Where are we going? It looks like an SCV scout. Yeah, there you go. When I say an SCV scout, it looks like an eBay block. He's going to get here in time to throw down the engineering bay. This will either force a zealot out from the Protoss, force boys to be pulled, or force the unnatural natural, depending on when this gets scouted. If there is too much progression on this eBay, then herO is going to be forced to expand elsewhere, either at the linear third or the triangular third. And look at this. herO is going to be forced to expand elsewhere. We can see ByuN already trying to be a little bit annoying. Does quickly check the triangular third. Is going to be a little bit late to the party, and herO is going to be able to throw down that Nexus. So it isn't just the Zerg versus Protoss dynamic where Zerg players are forced to take unnatural naturals. At times, this can happen to Protoss as well in TvPs. Again, this only occurs if it gets scattered too late, where the engineering bay is close to being done, which means it has so much HP on it that it's just not worth delaying your Nexus any longer. Unless you go for like a one base all-in. Meanwhile, back at home, oh, it was a single gas opener, but we are going to be delaying the CC and we're going straight for the factory instead. Interesting here by ByuN. Very interesting. Oh, he's setting up for a proxy starport. And it's going to get scattered instantly. Oh my god. Doesn't get to throw it down. The probe was... Oh, you notice? He's calling him out. He's calling him out. ByuN. The jig is up. He throws down the CC back at home instead. herO. He's not going to get done dirty. Not like that. Where's my Google Translate? One moment. What's he saying? Saying map hacks. It's not working, Poppy. It's not working. I can't translate. I'll try and be on point next time. I'll try my best. As now the Hellions are moving out. So these Hellions were supposed to be dropped into the main. This was supposed to be a Hellion drop with the proxy starport. Alas, now we just have to race across the map and go via the ground instead. But to be fair, because of the base locations, this mineral line is looking exposed. ByuN can still get damage done. And here we go. The Hellions do rock up. Shield battery is done. The boys are being split. They're being spread. 2 probes go down. The Adepts are trying to keep up. 3 probes in total. Not too bad. Not a bad start for ByuN, especially considering that he keeps the Hellions alive. He does keep 3 of them alive. They're headed towards that main base as well. 5 probes already do go down, and we can get even more. Oof. Oh my god, and even though this got shut down earlier, even though we didn't manage to get that starport up and running, 8 probes go down. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say that deserves a reaction out of herO. Aye. Smooge, Papi, smooge. herO said the Hellions are so fast. Aye. As it is a Stargate opener, we're getting to pieces. Interesting, we're actually not going for a robot. We're going for +1 and a Twilight Council instead. Interesting. So herO is going for what it looks to be Phoenix charge lots. Meanwhile, the Phoenixes do rock up, but the Cyclone is in position. They're being zoned away. Oh, these Adepts don't find too much damage at all. As ByuN is going to maintain control of his side of the map. The Cyclone's bullying back all of these Phoenixes. Now, again, without a robot, it's not going to be for Colossus. This should be for +1 momentarily as well, once herO can get into those upgrades, since he does have enough resources for it. So because herO lost so many probes, that does delay these upgrades. That's why we just don't have the money for it right now, because 8 probes went down. Oof. Here we go. ByuN is moving out across the map. I see the chat catching up. The chat is catching up. We know, Papi, we know. Scan confirms the base, confirms how vulnerable it is as well. And ByuN is working towards his push. Stim on the horizon. Just waiting a couple of seconds for Stim to kick in. Meanwhile, herO setting up a proxy pylon across the map as well. Oh, he comes across those Cyclones, takes a lot of hits to the face. Is forced back, but you know what? The gateways are finishing up now. The scan also told ByuN that it wasn't Colossi, obviously. He saw all the tech, he saw the Forge, he saw the Twilight Council, he knows about Charge. I love it. He's backing off. He doesn't want to get caught out on the map against charge lots. He doesn't want to get surrounded. He's taking a more defensive position here in the natural instead. Meanwhile, herO is pretty committed. He's pretty all in. This is going to be a 6-gate charge lot all in from herO. No third base to speak of. Oh boy. herO, he wants to try to bait the army out into the open. He's getting ready for the counterattack. He's getting ready for the surround. Phoenix is again distracting the main force. The Zealots are coming in. Are we going for the army or are we going for the base? We're going for the base. We're going for the base trade. ByuN turns back around. He doesn't commit to the base trade. Uh-oh. Zealots, though, it's going to take them a long time to work their way through. We do have a couple of sentries for force fields. We can push up this ramp. No, we turn back around to fight instead. Oh boy, and here we go. So far, some pretty good pickups on the Marines. Cyclone's doing what they can. The Zealots are buffering for the Phoenixes, and it looks like ByuN is being cleaned up. Oh, he's going to be losing everything. He does save one of those Cyclones and a handful of Marines. Does escape, but no, the medevac goes down. And here he just keeps on warping in. My mistake. I said 6-gate all in. It's an 8-gate all in. Terrans, look away, Papi, look away. Oh, as the Zealots are pushing in towards that natural base, the medevacs are going down one after the other. A good hold position micro though from those SCVs. herO is being forced back. The Widowmines, they do burrow. Ooh, the friendly fire. Was that worth it? A lot of pieces did go down, but herO is busting into the natural base. Oof. The last medevac does fall, and herO is getting on top of the production. It looks like he's done it. He has done more than enough damage. The repair on the NG bay. Fair enough. As Zealots, they don't care about your upgrades. They dive into the mineral line once again, and there just barely isn't anything left to defend. The Zealots are getting out of control. The boys are even being pulled from the main base. And herO's done it. herO may have lost workers to the Hellion run by. He may have had a rough start, forced into the unnatural natural, but GG gets called, and herO takes game number 4, becoming this week's ESL Open Cup Asia champion. GG, well played. Oh, very solid series, a very rowdy series. A lot of chat between the players, which you love to see. It's always great to see the personality of the players. Both herO and ByuN can be cheeky, and of course their personalities were showcased in those games as well. herO coming out on top in the end. Wasn't a bad start for ByuN. Wasn't a bad start. I kind of wish that ByuN committed to the all-in. Oh, sorry, to the base trade is what I meant to say. Committed to the base trade. I kind of wish that was the case. Turning back around to face off against Chargelots like that out in the open. Oh, it was a tough call to make. I'm also surprised that ByuN moved out after ByuN scanned and after he saw the build, after he saw the Chargelots, or what would be Chargelots. Yeah, ByuN, he did pull back and then he moved back out again. Unfortunately, was unaware that there was a Zealot army amassing next to his own bases. Was unaware of what herO was up to. GG. Well played. Well played. What a wild ride. What a wild ride. Congratulations not just to our 2 finalists, but also to the semi-finalists as well. It wasn't just herO and ByuN, it was also Cure in the semis, and Dark as well, as it usually is. And if you enjoyed this tournament, then we have more ahead of us. ESL Open Cup Asia is a weekly tournament, has been running for 184 weeks, and will continue, hopefully, to run for another 184 as well. So yeah, every single week, we're here, we're live with ESL Open Cup Asia, where you can see the Koreans duke it out, the best of the best. The best of the best in Korea, duking it out amongst themselves. All except for one. Maru. Maru doesn't typically play in ESL Open Cup Asia. I don't think he's ever played in ESL Open Cup Asia. It's not like he doesn't play in online tournaments. He does play in events like the Kung Fu Cup as well as KSL. But the reason for that is because those 2 other weeklies that I mentioned, they have a bigger prize pool. They have more money on the line. So Maru does rock up for those from time to time. But here in ESL Open Cup Asia, it's all the other Koreans, basically. Everyone else. ByuN, Cure, Gumiho, Dark, Solar, Ragnarok, DRG, herO, Classic Creator. Literally every other player is here. Oh, every single week. So, yeah. If you're interested, follow the channel, as we won't lead you astray. We will be here to cast this week after week. Meanwhile, if you are not satiated, if you want some more StarCraft, we're going to be live once again in a couple of hours. Let me just double check. In 12 hours from this message, we're going to be live with ESL Open Cup Americas. Every region has one of these tournaments. There's an ESL Open Cup Asia, Europe, and America. The European Open Cup starts in 3 hours. And unfortunately, here in Australia, it's late. And it starts at, like, what, 2 a.m. for me? It starts at 2 a.m. and, you know, it would be nice to sleep at some point. It would be nice to sleep. So, typically, I'm asleep during ESL Open Cup Europe. Otherwise, I would cast it. But it is just at a really bad time for us here. Really bad time. So, instead, I settle for Asia and America. So, that's what we have here on the CranKy Ducklings. So, yeah, if you're interested, consider following the channel for some more ESL Open Cups and more events as well. Looking at our calendar is stocked full of StarCraft. Tomorrow is ESL Open Cup Americas. Tomorrow is also NA Apprentice in less than 24 hours. In 20 or so hours from now, we're going to be live as well with NA Apprentice, with some North American StarCraft. Oh god, it's going to be good, it's going to be juicy, it's going to be amazing. I highly recommend checking it out. Meanwhile, so that's Tuesday. Wednesday, we have GSL. We have a GSL replay cast. So if you haven't tuned into the GSL, or if maybe you want to watch it again, we are going to be casting it here on this channel on Wednesday. Thursday is going to be the KSL. Usually we cast KSL live, but this weekend we were just drowning in casts. We had 3 casts on Sunday. We would have had 4 casts on Sunday if we also covered KSL, but because we had so much scheduled and so much going on, we decided to skip KSL for the weekend and go for a replay cast instead. So we're going to be catching up with this week's KSL on Thursday, and then Friday is going to be the Africa TV Champions Cup. The Champions Cup is upon us. We casted the qualifiers over the weekend over on the Africa platform, the Africa TV platform. And the main event is going to be commencing on Friday. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out on the TL calendar and our social media if you want to keep up to date with Africa TV. With that event, with that global event the qualifiers have concluded for. So yeah, plenty of StarCraft ahead of us. if you want to support us, !Patreon, or you can subscribe, or you can just follow. You can follow us on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Discord. We are all over the place. All things CranKy Ducklings. With the ! Socials in the chat. So yeah, you can follow us on all the social medias. We do post whenever we go live. We post sign-ups for our tournaments, and we post sometimes things about our team as well. So yeah, if you want to keep up to date, you can follow us on whatever social media platform you prefer. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Hope you enjoyed the matches. Hope you enjoyed the tournament. And we'll see you guys in 12 hours. In 12 hours for ESL Open Cup Americas. Outside of that, if you want to follow more of myself, I'm light_VIP. I stream throughout the week on my own personal channel, you know, some Zerg ladder sessions, or some Diablo 4 with Asher, or some Final Fantasy 14, you know, a couple of different games here and there. So if you're interested in some of my personal stuff, no StarCraft casting on my personal channel, just ladder, then you can follow me there at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. Otherwise, just follow the Ducklings. Just follow the Ducklings. We got you covered. We won't lead you astray. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Until then, bye. Hasta luego.